The Nigerian government, through the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, has clamped down on illicit drug users and traffickers in recent times. In 2013 alone, over 339,968.11 kilograms of narcotics were intercepted and over 8,000 suspects arrested. While these efforts have yielded some results, civil rights activists say the use of force alone cannot curb this menace.
We'll be talking about the war against drugs, but the war has led to rebellion, to death and all that. And for years, I think almost 100 years now, the war has not been won. So when we begin to look at it from another angle of treatment, rehabilitation, prevention, and also care and harm reduction, I think we'll go a milestone to see that supply, once demand can be cut off, supply to the barest minimum will not be needed any longer.
The group also believes that when society stops this stigmatization and parents pay more attention to their children, the problem of drug abuse and illicit trafficking can be reduced.
Drug addiction is a disease. So if you don't come out as a mother and voice out what your problem is, you believe that only when my child is sick, malaria, HIV, cancer is a disease. No, drug addiction is what we have in Nigeria. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, I don't know, with the new master plan of the drug, I think Nigeria will act better.
We live in a society where the main thing you want to do immediately you realize your son or your daughter is using drugs is to penalize them and to punish them, even down to the Psychiatric Act. The Mental Health Act of Nigeria in 1958 is named the Lunacy Act. And that name alone, it's very stigmatized, because let's not forget that drug abuse falls under psychiatry, which a lot of people don't realize. So when you have all that going on and you have people feeling that they cannot open up to you about their drug use because of the stigma attached to drug use, then it makes it harder for people to access care. When we have data being given, this percentage of people are using drugs or whatever, I often wonder how they were able to get such data. I know a lot of people who are using drugs who would never confess to having used drugs.
The federal government on Friday launched a new 5-year master plan to tackle the problem of drug abuse and illicit trafficking in Nigeria. It's expected, therefore, that the implementation of this plan and suggestions from rights activists will go a long way to manage the situation.